listening to the Fun with Horror podcast with your hosts, Scotty and Andrew.
Ashby.
Ashby. Ashby.
Ashby.
That is what I accidentally texted you with my autocorrect today.
It is.
Instead of
Wait, what were you
scent.
trying to say?
Scent.
Scent?
Scent.
Became
S-E-N-T.
Ashby.
Became Ashby.
Oh.
Yeah, so like I said, that's
fun.
my new. That's what I'm going to send people if
Ashby.
I send them something. Yeah, Ashby. It's
That's our new
Ashby
word.
to you. Yep.
Happy Ashby month.
Happy Ashby month, man. Hey, it's October.
It is.
It's October.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So, real quick
Yeah.
before we get into October,
Yes.
no spoilers, but I watched all of Midnight Mass on Netflix,
Yeah, man.
and you're one episode in.
I am. Yes. After your recommendation, I am one episode in.
Yeah, I can't wait till you watch all of it. I loved it, but I think I told you, and this is again no spoilers here, but when it initially ended, I had some things, maybe some small issues with it.
Okay.
But then over the next day, I just couldn't get it out of my mind, and I realized that those issues, they kind of went, I don't know, it's weird, they kind of went away.
Okay.
And I realized that, my lord, I loved that show. I thought it was incredible.
I'm definitely intrigued after episode 1. Again, no spoilers or anything, but I'm intrigued. I like the setting. I like the style. It very much reminds me of a good horror film. I mean, or show, I guess in this case. But it's setting it up and definitely has the style for it.
Can't wait for you to finish it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will. Yeah, I will. I promise.
But now that it's October,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Well, first let's reminisce.
Oh yay! Yes, please.
When you lived here,
Mm-hmm.
we had many good times in October.
This is true.
We went to Halloween Horror Nights.
I miss Halloween Horror Nights.
I miss the old days of Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
It's kind of the last couple times I've gone. It's not like it used to be. Even like when we went.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, the front of the line pass
Yeah.
is way too expensive now.
Oh really?
I think when we went, it was only like $86.
Yeah, that sounds
Like
right.
it was.
Yep.
Yeah, it was less than 100 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you got front of the line all night, as many mazes as you wanted to go on. Not that we needed to go in any more than once. We just were able to hit all the mazes in one night.
Yeah.
Now it's like I haven't even looked this year, but it's gone up to like $200.
Aye.
You only get front of the line at each maze one time, and then you have to wait in line if you want to go on it again.
Ugh.
It's just kind of, it got kind of, like, I'm glad people are still enjoying it,
Right.
but it definitely lost the magic. Like, it's easier for me just to go on YouTube and watch walkthroughs
Right.
just to see
Speaking of which, sorry, but you had mentioned to me I should watch that one of the walkthroughs, which I did.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it. You
Yeah,
said-
it was, what was it? It
It was
was,
Halloween 5 was
Yes.
the walkthrough. It was awesome.
wait, was it 5?
It was
5?
4, 5. No. No, it was 4. I'm sorry, you're right. It was 4.
Yeah, it was 4.
It was 4.
Yeah.
I said 5.
It was the return of
4.
Michael
You're right.
Myers.
Because there's the great scene in the mechanic shop.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, so cool. What a
So
random
good.
movie to use. I love it.
And then after that was Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the same video,
Yep. And that was
which
awesome.
again was fun to
Mhm.
watch. But I think, man, when we went and we had a Texas Chainsaw maze, so good.
So
Like you could
good.
smell the dead meat.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it made me like a little sicky. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it disturbed all of us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good though.
It
Oh
was.
man, what good times. So,
I miss it.
but now that you live in where you live, Washington State,
Mm-hmm.
small town.
Right.
next to the cornfields.
With some
I
of the
love the
children.
cornfields.
Yeah.
Uh, what What do you like to do in October? Like, what? How do you celebrate Halloween in your own way?
Well, we do. So we decorate, of course, and actually, it's funny.
Ooh,
My daughter was like, we should turn our Christmas tree into a Halloween tree. This was her idea. And I was like,
nice.
that's cool. So we did. So we got it out, and I don't know, now probably 3 weeks ago now, and went to
Oh my
the
gosh.
went and got our decorations out. We went to the dollar store and got some other decorations. Went to other places, but yeah, we decked out the tree so it has hanging eyeballs and skeletons and all sorts of stuff with a little ghost on top.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and then we put our lights up in our house, so we have in our one area there's like orange lights next to the window, and the other area there's green lights. So, and we usually at night, if we're watching something, we turn off all the lights except those. So that was her idea, and we've done that. This is our first year doing the tree. We always decorate, but this was the first year to do the tree, which was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, anytime we can go kind of outside, just because fall is, and this time is just the best time to be
yeah.
outside. That's what we do.
Not in Southern California. It's
Aw.
It's 91 degrees, I think, today.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm over it. But it's going to cool off this week, and
Good.
then we'll probably hit the 90s again in mid-October. Who knows?
Yeah. What do you do? What do you do for during this time?
Well, first of all, before I get into what I do,
Yeah.
I wanted to say you're raising her right.
Thanks, man.
If she's requesting that you turn your Christmas tree into a Halloween tree, you're doing something right, my friend.
Yes. Thanks, man.
But do you guys also do any like maze type stuff or haunted houses or anything?
We'll do like pumpkin patches, of course, and things like that. But the nearest, like, really cool maze is kind of all the way across the state, and so it's tough to get over there. But it's one I've wanted to go to for a while now. So maybe this year we'll change it. I don't know.
Okay.
COVID's tough, so maybe it might be next year.
Nice.
But yeah.
Nice. Yeah. COVID is tough. I mean,
Yeah.
it's put a damper on haunted houses for me as well. But
Right.
of course, when I ask, I mean generally, like not necessarily this year, but generally, what do you guys like to do? I've become an old crotchety old man. I live in an apartment, so I don't do Halloween lights, although I always think that I want to.
Right.
I should. But for me, Halloween, it used to be going to some of the mazes like Universal Studios or Warner Brothers had a great one. Like, my girlfriend and I still talk about how amazing it was.
I didn't know
And
they
no
had
pun
one.
intended. Well, they did it 2 years in a row. And the second year, like, we happened to go on an amazingly nice evening. The Dodgers
Yeah.
were playing like Game 7 of
Oh.
the World Series that night. So it was not crowded when we went. And we got to go through everything without waiting super long for any maze.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it felt fresh. It felt, whereas Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights has started to feel a little stale to me. Like, I can predict where the scares are going to be. There's so many people that you see the scare actors trying to scare somebody well ahead of you.
Right.
And you're like, oh, hey, there's a guy. Hey, there, how you doing, pal? The people walking outside are just, like, they think shoving a pole in your face is scary, or revving a smelly chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not scary anymore, pal.
Yeah.
When we went, we had some people that were really good at trying to scare people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We've kind of backed off of that a little bit, although we still, in a normal year, we try and go to some of them. But for
Cool.
me, it's just horror movies. And,
Yeah.
that's why I love that we started doing this podcast a couple months ago before October, because October is my favorite time to watch horror movies. And I watch horror movies all year round, as any horror fan does. But there's just something different about watching them in October.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah, they have a different feel, especially watching Halloween themed movies like Halloween, Trick or Treat. Those are great. But yeah, so I try and watch as many as possible. This year I'm hoping I can get to them. Like, I know work is getting busy, but
Right.
I'm sure I'll get to a bunch. I definitely need to still get through those Child's Play movies that we talked about.
Well, yeah, with the show coming up in
Yeah,
2 weeks.
like I have days. No, I think it's October 6th, isn't it?
Oh, is
like
it
it's
the
this
6th?
week.
Oh, it might be. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have like 5 days to watch like 3 movies.
You're gonna have to call out sick, man.
I might. As long as nobody at work listens to this podcast, I might.
Just saying we didn't make episode 9.
But yeah, that's me. I mean, on Halloween night, I'm not a big go out person unless like one of our friends is having a little Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like, it's okay. It's fun. I like to see some friends. I don't like it when it's too big a gathering. You know, after an hour, I'm ready to go home. But I like to stay home and watch horror movies.
Yeah.
Have a little double, triple feature, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. On Halloween it's perfect.
So good.
It's so perfect.
Yeah. I think I told you like 2 years ago or last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was perfect. We went to a friend's house, socially distanced Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
There's only like 5 of us there, 5 or 6. And then we came home and we put on Trick or Treat.
Yes.
And it was so perfect. And then we watched the original Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, so good.
So perfect. And that's how I ended Halloween, and it was great. And then I went into a deep depression the next day.
Stupid November. Nothing in November.
Yeah, nothing to look forward to that comes at the end of December or anything.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Within this old house live 2 residents. One of them is John Russell, composer, professor. The other has been dead for over 70 years.
Andrew,
Yeah, Scotty.
can you tell us what our movie of the week is?
Oh, what was it again? What was it? Oh, that's right. It was 1980's The Changeling.
Yes. And this is, to you out there listening, this is your weekly reminder that we are going to talk about The Changeling in some detail, and that will include spoilers.
Yes.
So if you, by some chance, have not seen the 1980 horror classic, The Changeling, and this is with George C. Scott, not Changeling with Angelina Jolie.
Correct.
Let's not get this confused. You did watch the right one, right?
I did. Wait, not the one with Angelina? Oh boy, we're gonna have to re-record.
Oh, this is going to be a good episode.
How many people are watching or listening to this and they're like, "Wait, what?"
Also, I love that you always say watching.
I do.
So for everybody watching this podcast out there.
Stop it.
Anyway, so this is your spoiler warning. Andrew, before you tell me what you thought of the movie,
Yeah.
last week you told me that, and this is like something that kind of sat with me, and I was thinking about it even just today.
Uh-oh,
You have been watching the reboot of Are You Afraid of the Dark, correct?
I have. Yes, correct. Yep.
Now, what channel is this on?
It's Nickelodeon. But
Nickelodeon.
But we watched
so this
it
is
on
kind of
Paramount
geared
Plus.
towards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it is geared towards younger people.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
I just think it's kind of very interesting and awesome that of all horror movies, they mentioned The Changeling.
Right?
So, kind of how did they mention it without, who cares about spoilers with this?
Right.
But
yeah.
At the same time, try not to spoil it too hard.
Right. No. It's a new girl comes to town. One of the boys in this group of, the Are You Afraid of the Dark kids, they're like they're a storytelling group. That's what they're known for. sees her, and he's wearing a shirt that says, watch horror films or something. I don't remember what it says, something like that. And she sees it and says, "Hey, I like your shirt. Have you ever seen The Changeling?" And he's like, "Yeah." Like, whoa, this girl knows her stuff, kind of a thing. And that's
Interesting.
it. That was it.
Like of all movies,
The
Changeling.
The Changeling. Yeah, and
that's
that was
pretty
why
cool.
I went, oh, well, that's my choice now. So.
Well, that was your choice. So, what did you think of The Changeling, Andrew?
Well,
here's your moment to shine.
Oh boy. I hope everyone's proud of me after this. No, so let me paint you the picture first.
Oh, paint that picture.
So, like you said, it's different when you're watching horror movies in October, and it's completely true.
Okay.
So I sat there. I was by myself. Yeah, my kiddo was at school. My wife was working. I have Fridays off, which is great. So I sat there. I had my windows open, which showed the fall leaves. I had my warm cup of coffee, and I had
what
a horror movie.
temperature was it outside?
It was cold.
Really?
Yeah, it's cold here. It's a little chilly here.
Man, that makes me so sad.
Well, it makes me happy on my end.
I know. I'm happy for you, but sad for me that I'm like sweating.
90s. Oh, that's horrible.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I have that, and it's October 1st when I watch the movie.
So nice.
This movie probably could have been terrible, and I would have loved it anyway. But fortunately, this movie's great. So.
Oh, wow.
I loved it anyway. So not only was it a great atmosphere to watch it, I really enjoyed the heck out of this movie.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I thought it was... Yeah, George C. Scott's great in this movie.
Yeah.
Which I figured going in that he would be, but... I mean, even though he's the main character, obviously, he just steals the show. Every scene he's in, you're just like, I'm going to be watching him. It was, but it was great. What did you think? What do you think of this movie?
Yeah, before we get into the movie.
Right.
So I told you that when I first saw In Search of Darkness, the 80s horror documentary series, the second movie that they showcase in the first documentary, part 1, is The Changeling. And it was the first movie that they showcased that I had never seen, and I set out on a mission that ultimately failed to watch every single movie that they showcased that I'd never seen.
Fair enough.
My thought after watching The Changeling then was, I really wish that I had seen this movie back when it came out.
Oh, okay.
Because, and another friend of mine had told me that it was one of the scariest movies he ever saw.
Ooh, okay.
The one thing I wasn't prepared, I think, for is that The Changeling is more than just a haunted house movie. It's more than a ghost story.
Right.
It's a mystery as well.
Yep.
So I was a little disappointed the first time I saw it.
Okay. That's
I was
fair.
a little bit bored. But yeah, I was a little disappointed. Now, after watching it again, I watched it prepared for the mystery of it all. And I can honestly say that I enjoyed it a lot more the second time.
Okay.
I still do wish that I had seen it back in the 80s.
Right.
Because I think back then it would have been scarier for me. Yeah, but I was very curious as to what you would think because, our opinions align, but I think you set the mood for yourself really well.
I did.
So yeah, go on. Tell me what you liked about the movie, what you didn't like. Tell me some stuff.
Well, I agree with you. There's definitely some slow moments. Because I think the whole thing's like an hour 47, I want to say.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
about
that's
that.
it. And it could have been an hour and a half, kind of a standard horror movie, I think. There could have been some cuts in there. One thing, though, I have to say right off the bat, and I have the same note as last week, was Seattle with 3 exclamation points.
I was pretty happy about that we chose 2 Seattle movies in a row.
Me too. I had no idea this took place in Seattle. I actually paused it because I was laughing while I was watching. I was like, oh my gosh, 2 in a row.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so that was pretty sweet.
Although, most of the movie was filmed in Canada. So.
yeah. I'm pretty sure there was even a few outdoor scenes where I was like, I don't know if that's Seattle, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, there was like the guy, I think it was Carmichael, the senator, in his office,
Yep.
and I was like, oh, there's the Seattle skyline, there's the Space Needle. I'm like, wait a second, are there any buildings that tall? Is this just a set?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's anything over in that area. I was like, that looks like a poster back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I'll take it.
You 80s movies.
You 80s movies with your clever ideas. But it was nice to see the Space Needle, though. I was like, yay.
Okay.
But yeah, so I really actually like the intro, which I wasn't expecting at all.
Yeah.
Being in the snowy, which again, I liked kind of the atmosphere because we've driven on roads like that a zillion times being in the state of Washington. Although I don't think they're there at the beginning. But yeah.
That's something that's awesome because living in Southern California, I drive on snowy roads all the time.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We get nothing but snow in Los Angeles, let me tell you.
That's what it's known for.
But no, I don't drive on snowy roads that often. So
Right.
See, this is so great because you have like sense memories of these things and you're like, "Oh, I know what that's like."
Yeah. Although I will say his attitude during that where he's like, let's get the car up. Ha 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 ha. I was like, man, I've been on those roads and I've had to put chains on and I am not that happy when something like that happens. To each their own. But
maybe chains were easier to put on in 1980.
Maybe they were. But right now I hate it. But I thought that intro was horrifying. I had no idea. Like I said, I knew nothing about this movie going into it. So I knew it was a ghost story. I did know that. That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, right when he goes to the mail or the phone booth to call someone and that truck hits them, which was horrifying.
It is. Like, it's just dummies,
Right.
obviously. But still, like, I didn't expect to actually see the car, like, run over his wife and daughter.
Yeah, that was hardcore. I mean, and again, I think for me, it was like, I have a wife and daughter. I've been on those roads. So for me, it was just like, oh my gosh. And so, yeah, that was a rough intro.
Yeah.
But great. I mean, it was well done. It was like a well-made introduction to this movie, and it set it up for me where I was like, again, it was one of those ones after the intro. I said, I'm hooked. I'm in. I'm ready to go. Whatever happens, happens.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But this one too, and I will say, usually I say you're the music guy. I ask you music stuff. But
yes.
Music in this movie is almost a character, I felt. Because
beautiful.
He is a composer. He's a composer and teaches music
Andrew?
at the thing. Yeah.
You don't know the chills that are running through my body hearing you express your love for the score of a movie like this.
Oh.
I've never been happier. I can probably die today and I'll be good.
Well, don't, please. We're only on episode 9.
Oh yeah, we need to do episode 10 at least.
Yeah, come on. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you, buddy. That's so cute.
He died and he never told me what his top 10 was. I'll never know what his favorite horror movie of all time is.
I need to dig through his paperwork. I'll find it. No, but I really, the music plays such a huge part in this movie. Anytime
it's a good score.
It really is a good score, and yeah, boy, that. And then go ahead.
It was composed by Rick Wilkins, who I should probably look him up, being the score person, because I don't know what else he's done, but I could actually look it up while we're talking.
Okay.
But yeah, Rick Wilkins, first time I'd ever heard of him.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, it was a beautiful score. Beautiful.
Yeah, very classical music.
Yeah.
Esque, you know what I mean? And then even hearing that music box with like kind of the main theme that he's been playing was great. Like music was great in this. This was one I noticed it for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So real quick, I'm
Yeah,
looking
please.
at Rick Wilkins' IMDb, and it's okay that I've never heard of him because
Okay.
he did a lot of TV series and TV movies, and I honestly haven't heard of any of these.
Oh, okay.
So, like Ladies' Night, The Suicide Murders, The Marriage Bed.
Wow.
Yeah, everything was from 1978 to 1987. So,
Interesting.
although he was in the music department later on, but yeah. So the Changeling is his absolutely his most notable composition.
Well, I'm a little bit sad to hear that he didn't do a whole lot after that, because this is like the first score I really go, oh man, this guy must have done great things.
Well, that makes me happy to hear.
Well, good, thank you, man. I'm happy too. I will say there was one thing that bugged me.
Tell me.
No, not bugged me. It just so he gets this mansion. Like he goes after his wife and daughter die. He goes to get the mansion, right? Or goes to this, which I guess he's renting. I didn't quite.
Yeah,
get
he's
that.
renting.
He's renting.
He doesn't
it.
want to stay in a hotel while he works on his compositions. So
Right, but
he rents a mansion
like
by himself.
yeah, that's one thing where I was like, I don't know if I would do that. I would probably go get a tiny home and call it good. Like I don't know if I would pick. I don't know if I would pick a mansion. Well, one.
But
I
Andrew,
can
we just state something?
Yes.
In all fairness, you are not George C. Scott.
You're right. Sometimes I forget that.
If you were George C. Scott, I'd be visiting your mansion every weekend.
I wish you would visit our house every weekend. That would be awesome. That's the
Awesome.
dream.
The dream.
But one thing that I do love is like when he gets the mansion
Yeah.
with the real estate woman, who I'm totally drawing a blank on her name because she's
Claire Norman.
Thank you. She's the other.
And his
main-
name is John Russell, so
right.
I mean,
John Russell and Claire Norman. You're right.
yeah.
'Cause she's kind of our
Married in
main-
real life.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What?
George C. Scott and Trish Van Devere were married in real life.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not know that.
And this was like something like their 7th or 8th movie together. So
oh my
yeah.
gosh, that's so cool. Okay.
That's why the chemistry was just so electric.
It's on fire. It's on fire, this movie.
I'm not sure if it really was,
No,
but
I,
yeah.
don't, I don't know about that. But I do love when she's like, it just bugged me. He's like, he says, about how much is this a month? Or he says something like, what are the terms? And then it cuts. I was so interested to know how much that guy was going to pay every month. I was really disappointed in that line.
But did it matter to the story,
It
Andrew?
didn't, but by gum, I wanted to know what he was paying a month.
By gum.
By gum.
I like that.
Thanks, man.
By gum.
By gum. Speaking of getting old. But there was anyway. I love a good ghost story. I haven't seen a ghost story movie in
Yeah.
a while, man. Well, actually, a long while. So to see
So,
a
yeah,
ghost
so-
story was nice. Yeah.
So the plot,
Mhm.
he goes into this mansion to do his compositions,
Right.
and little spooky haunted things start happening.
Mm-hmm.
And this is okay. So tell me this, because this is something that the movie is a little dated.
Right. Yep.
And
right.
one of the
Yep.
things is like so he wakes up at I think 6:00 in the morning
Yeah.
to this loud bang, bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the datedness of the movie, this today it doesn't. The first time it happens, I'm trying to say this right.
Right.
The first time it happens, I wasn't sure if it was part of the musical score
Oh, funny. Okay.
or if it was an actual sound he was hearing in the house. I soon realized it was a sound he was hearing in the house, but because of the way sound was mixed back then, today it doesn't have the same impact because it just sounds like you're listening to the movie score.
I get that. I could absolutely see that or hear that. Yeah.
But it sounds like you knew right away he was hearing a loud noise.
I did. Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's good, pal.
Thanks,
I like
man.
it.
Thank you.
I like it. So, but yeah, and so he starts getting these hauntings, and
Right.
he starts to realize that it is like a little boy
Mhm.
reaching out to him named Joseph.
Joseph.
Joseph. And he finds out the boy was murdered by what looks like his father.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they find out during the seance. He sees that the boy was murdered,
Yep.
but then they find out during the seance that it was his father.
That did it. Yep.
And then we get into like this amazingly like complex mystery.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I honestly, I got it, watching
Right.
the movie, but I still, when I read the plot later,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of spelled it out better for me.
Oh, okay.
How about you?
Oh, I had no idea that was coming.
Yeah, but I mean, by the time you watch the movie, you got everything, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have old man Senator Carmichael, who is supposedly this little boy, but no, the little boy's been murdered. And okay, so since you understood it so well, Andrew,
Oh, geez.
why don't you spell out the mystery for me and the solution?
Oh, man. Okay. Well.
I'm ready for this.
Okay.
You're my Wikipedia.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go. So we'll essentially say there's a rich family.
Yeah.
And the dad of this little boy back in 1909,
whatever.
I think, whatever it is.
A long time ago, 50
Long
years
time ago,
earlier.
50 years earlier, yeah. What happens essentially is this little boy needs to make it to the age of 21, and after that he can die and the family gets the money. It's something like that.
It's fine, you can die. Go ahead.
Yeah, then they're like, you can die. Well, problem is, this kid has like a bunch of sicknesses.
Yes.
So the dad at the time is like, well, I need this, I want to be rich. So he drowns his son, which was also horrifying, in the house. It turns out the house was also an orphanage. So he essentially gets one of the kids there. Basically, I mean, what it sounds like, kind of brainwashes him and says, you're my son now.
See, I missed that.
Oh, okay. Well, they don't
So the
necessarily
house-
say brainwash or anything. But
No, that the house itself was the orphanage.
that's what I thought, because they mention it when the real estate, his wife comes by later. She mentions something about it used to be an orphanage as well.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, yeah.
which yeah.
See, I missed that. And
Oh,
if
okay.
one of us is wrong, somebody out there, please
Yeah,
let us
please.
know.
But yeah, he takes one of the orphans to a different country to get a cure for his sicknesses. Wink, wink. He's already killed his son.
Quote, unquote.
Quote unquote. And then comes back, when the kid's 21, and says,
Yeah.
"Look, it's a miracle. He's cured." And
now we
can
all have
this
money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and that's the mystery: is this guy that is the senator was actually not the son, so all that money shouldn't even belong to him. And
Man.
then and George C. Scott is like, that's what the ghost wants, the truth or whatever. So
You are good, my friend.
hey, thanks, man. that's I mean, and that's the mystery, really. That's like the second
Yeah.
half of the movie.
Because, see, there's like this moment, and I'm just going to jump straight to the end here.
Please, yeah.
George C. Scott, I'm sorry, John Russell.
Right. Yeah.
John and Claire.
Right.
No, just John. John goes back to his house, to the mansion.
Yeah.
And everything's going crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Fire down the banister.
Yeah, the Joseph is setting everything on fire. He's shaking the whole mansion.
Mm-hmm.
John Russell goes up to say something to him or to stop him, and then the kid throws him off the balcony in the foyer. And
Right, yeah.
so he's laying on the ground, and all of a sudden, at the same time, he had already confronted Carmichael.
Right.
And Carmichael is, he's oh no, my father's a respectable man. And just like him, right?
That was amazing. Oh my gosh.
But then John Russell leaves this medallion that is a perfect match for the one that Carmichael has, pretty much cluing Carmichael into that you're the changeling. Wink, wink. You're not the real kid. You're the changeling. None of this money is yours.
Boom.
So Carmichael in his office, while George C. Scott is laying helpless on the ground,
Right.
Carmichael is sitting here staring into this medallion. He's hypnotized by it.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly, what the hey? His astral self or something is walking up the stairs inside the mansion.
That's
I was sitting there saying, how did he get to the mansion so quick?
Yep.
But no, it's like something like his astral self.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
It was so random. Yeah.
And then Claire comes in and saves George C. Scott. So I think I just wanted to mention the astral self part, you know.
Totally. Yeah, it was.
Because that was confusing to me.
It was. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I guess the medallion was the reason it. Yeah, brought him out of gave him an out of body experience.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Literally.
Literally.
God, I love the way you say that.
Thanks, man.
Literally. Yeah, and then Carmichael has a heart attack in his office. I thought he was going to kill himself, honestly.
I thought the same thing. Yep, I did too. Because he's sitting there stewing and brooding, and I'm ruined essentially. But yeah, nope, he has a heart attack. What did you think? Okay, so when they go, because Joseph gives John all those clues of kind of who he is or everything, blah 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 blah. What'd you think of the scene when they go to the house? Because they know he's dead and buried in a well.
Oh yeah.
What'd you think of that scene when they go to the house and dig it up? Or not
I thought
dig
it was
up?
cool.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
no,
that was
I liked
cool.
it.
I'm sorry.
I liked it.
I meant the scene before that when the girl
Oh.
walks in.
Wait, what?
When the
now
little,
I'm confused.
Sorry. At the house where there's a well.
Did you just start talking about Angelina Jolie's The Changeling?
I did. Shoot. I keep forgetting we're not talking about
I
that
watched
one.
them both at the same time.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
simultaneous. One headphone for one headphone for the other.
Okay, sorry. So the girl walks in. What?
Remember the girl is in the house and she's like, I can't sleep in there because...
Oh, yeah, the little girl.
Yeah. What do you think of that scene where she looks down? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, it was fine.
Oh,
I was
thought
like,
it was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, too. I missed it, honestly. Like, the first time I saw the movie, like I said, I was a little bit bored, and I kind of zoned out, I think. I think I started looking at my phone.
Gotcha.
But this time, obviously... If I started to zone out, I paused the movie. And I was like, okay, let me look at my phone with the movie paused.
There you go.
Okay, back to the movie. And I made sure to pay attention. But
Okay.
that's something I didn't catch the first time I saw it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was like, wait, why did they dig a hole? And how did they find this well? And because the little girl was hearing, like, she said this, I think Joseph or something was crawling up out of the floor.
Yeah. Yep.
Creepy.
Yeah. Super creepy.
But you don't see it. But
Not
yeah,
the
she's
first
looking at the
time.
floor and she's screaming. Well, she kind of, I don't know, it's weird.
Well, so, yeah, because, like, the first thing they go to the house and the mom's like, I wouldn't have even talked to you people if the other day my daughter didn't have this weird dream about this.
Wait, how does she sound?
What? How'd she sound? She
How
sounds
does how does the mom sound?
like kind of like Jimmy Stewart a
Nothing
little
like
bit.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy
Hey,
Stewart.
Harvey.
Every time a bell rings. Anyway,
There's a rabbit in my room. That's terrible. Sorry.
I
I'm
liked
just gonna
it.
Stop. Of course
Oh,
you did.
yes. So good, dude. No, I just
Okay.
I liked though when she came in, the little girl came in the next night, and you just see the kid drowning underneath her floor. Essentially, it was just creepy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was
She
creepy.
just saw the kid in the bathtub, basically.
Yeah, but he's a dead kid.
And then the mom's like, "Yep, go ahead and dig it up.
Yeah, that was,
Just
that was
tear my
messed up.
house apart."
Yeah, and then they do.
But I get it. I mean, I get it. She was getting protective over her daughter,
Yeah.
and hey, let's tear her room up, and see what happens. And they found a well, like they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then they called the cops, and that was interesting because when the cops came, it turned out that they did start asking questions. But I was like, okay, so these people just out of nowhere told you to dig into this well, and that there's a dead body, and now they won't tell you how they knew that.
Right? I thought the same thing.
And you're kind of questioning that, but not enough. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, George C. Scott, man.
Yep. He can do whatever he wants.
How about this?
Yeah, lay it on me.
This time, this is something I noticed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
George C. Scott is like the most immovable man. Like he is meant for haunted houses because nothing
Right.
scared him. The only thing that gave him any kind of reaction was when he takes the ball that came down the stairs and he drives out to who knows where,
Yep.
throws it off a bridge. Then he goes back to his house, and here comes the ball again.
Yep.
Down the stairs. I mean, okay, first of all, so this ghost just followed him and grabbed the ball?
You're right. Yeah.
How'd the ball get back to the house?
I don't know.
Was it an astral self ball?
Probably. It was probably Carmichael.
But anyway, yeah, so that was the only time he had any reaction. Any other time, he's just like he looked more ticked off that somebody woke him up at 6 o'clock than
That's true.
what's this? He's like, oh, what's this racket?
Yeah. Well, and I did like that one part too, where I actually really liked it, where they get the medium. No, I'm sorry, it's before the medium, I think. And he's hearing the knocking, and immediately, like, he's talking to, I can't remember, someone. And he goes, well, obviously the spirit wants to communicate. And you're like, where did that come from? Like, this guy just all of a sudden is like, yeah, there's a ghost here.
Yeah, hey, ghost here, guys.
Yep, wants to communicate.
I'm George C. Scott. There's a ghost. I don't care. I'm not scared. I just want it gone.
I want to play my piano.
I just want to compose my music. I'm George C. Scott.
I approve
How's
this
that
message.
impression? Man, I am on a roll today.
Dude, this episode got perfect impressions. Perfect.
The seance was cool.
I love the seance, yeah. Yeah.
The seance was, although I was really getting nervous with the medium and her pencil.
Yep.
I thought for sure she was going to accidentally stab that dude putting the paper in front of her or taking the paper. I'm like, dude, lead poisoning, be careful.
Yep. This is the 80s. These are different pencils. No,
Quick aside, that happened to me once.
Did you really?
I sat in a chair. There was a pencil in the crease of the chair, and it got stuck in my finger. And part of the tippy point of the pencil, I think, got stuck in my finger. And my mom took me to the doctor the next day, and he had to like get it out. It was traumatic for me because I was young, but ever since then, I've been like unnaturally nervous with like just regular pencils.
That's fair. Well, no wonder you were worried at that scene. God.
Yeah.
That's horrifying, man.
I have dreams of pencils just falling on my body. No, I'm kidding. I don't. But of course, another awesome thing was the wheelchair.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was cool. That was a sweet wheelchair.
I bet that was scary as hell back in the 80s.
Oh, I'm sure. When
the wheelchair, yeah, it's
starts
just chasing
moving.
her.
Yeah, and chases her around the house. Yeah.
Like today I was like, oh, cool. But
right. But yeah, definitely 80s. That would have been much scarier. But it was still cool. It looked great. Looked creepy.
quickly, let's give a shout out to the director.
Yes, yeah.
Peter Medak or Medak. I should have looked up how to pronounce his name. I'm terrible at this.
No,
but
stop it.
Peter Medak.
Medak.
Yeah.
He
Good
do
job.
He do anything else?
I should probably look that
Oh, sorry. I thought we were on I.
Well, I am, but I'm not on Peter Medak's page.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, he did Species 2. What?
Oh.
He did The Craze. He did an episode of Breaking Bad.
What?
What the heck?
That's random.
Yeah, he did some TV. I'm trying to get all the way back to those days.
Yeah. Tales of the Crypt. He did an episode of that.
There we are.
That's what's
Zorro the Gay Blade. I remember that. I think George Hamilton was in that. Man,
Oh,
I'm
right
old.
on.
I'm old. Never mind.
No.
Yeah, he did a lot of TV.
Okay,
but
yeah.
he also did Romeo is Bleeding. There's one.
Oh.
I know that movie. Anyway, and yeah, he's still going around. He's still directing movies. So
Right
that's
on.
good for
Good for
him.
him.
Good for him. Good
Good
for
for
him.
him.
Good for you, Peter Medak.
Way to go, man. Proud of you.
And finally, the ending.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was cool. Yeah. I liked, with the music box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the house is the mansion's all burned down because Joseph burned it down.
Yep.
Stupid kid.
Matches.
But then there's the wheelchair. The wheelchair made it. It was okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yeah. It's sitting there.
And then the music box is there, and it just opens up and starts playing.
Yep. And that's how it ends. Then credits
Creepy.
roll. Yeah. Yeah. I love music boxes, so I enjoyed that.
So you liked the movie.
I did. Yeah. I had fun with it.
Did you love it?
I don't know if I would say love, but I really liked it. Yeah.
And don't be answering question number 3 ahead of time, pal.
Sorry. Yep. I know. I realized that as I said it.
Damn it.
Spoiler alert for our podcast spoiler.
If you haven't listened to this podcast yet, pause that moment. Go back, pause it, and then fast forward to question number 3. Anyway, sorry.
So
Okay, so let's just jump into our 3
yeah,
questions.
let's do questions.
I already know the answer to this one. Is the Changeling gory, Andrew?
No.
No, there's no
No.
blood whatsoever.
Nope, no blood. No, none at all. I don't think.
I think the only violent part was the wife and daughter getting run over, but
Well, and then the kid drowning, the dad drowning.
oh yeah, that was pretty disturbing.
Yeah, that was disturbing. But no blood in either of those situations.
Yeah. All right.
No
Here's
more.
a good question, though. Here's a good question. Was the Changeling scary?
I would say this is where I would agree with you. You know, if I had watched this at the time it came out,
Yeah.
there might have been some frightening moments. Now watching
Absolutely.
it, I would say no, it wasn't scary.
And that's crazy because I wanted to be scared by this 1980 movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, as you know, these are the things that scare me. Haunted houses.
Right.
And especially when it's like stuff that just leaves your imagination to run wild.
Yeah.
That's what scares Scotty. But this movie didn't scare me because it's just dated. The sound design is dated. And also I have to say part of that is also George C. Scott. He has no fear.
Right. Yeah.
So
true.
I think that lends kind of a feeling of that he's not really in danger.
Good point.
Because, like, the ghost isn't scaring him. He's just like, oh, hey, a ghost.
Yeah.
Cool.
Time for bed.
Yeah, I got to go to bed again.
Yep.
Like, in other ghost movies, like, if somebody is awoken to a sound like that,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, get out of that house. I couldn't handle it. I would not be able to. Okay, the only part that creeped me out is when he goes all the way upstairs.
Right. Oh yeah. Yep.
The window, the window outside, it breaks outward, and he's like, but still, he looks like annoyed. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, what was that? I gotta go fix the window now. But it was cool because he goes all the way upstairs. He finds the closet. He breaks down the wall,
Yeah.
and he finds a little hidden room.
Which was
Now,
cool.
to me, that's the only part that creeped me out because I was imagining myself walking in this huge mansion in these upper floors that are dark and gloomy.
Right.
I'd be like, no, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, okay, cool, broken window. I'm out of here.
Yep.
I'm going shopping.
Yep. Bye.
Gonna go to the Space Needle. So yeah, but that's the closest I got to any kind of creep or scare factor.
Right. Wait, real quick before you ask the third one.
Oh yeah.
There was a little bit of blood. I just forgot or thought
Oh, there
about.
was?
Was when the police officer leaves the house and gets in a car accident.
Yeah.
There was a tiny bit of blood there. That's it. Sorry.
Well, let's record the entire podcast
Okay,
again.
start from beginning. Hey, Scotty. Welcome to episode
Hi, Andrew.
9.
Oh, what do you do for Halloween? But yeah, you're right. So,
Yeah. So tiny.
police officer gets in a mysterious car accident. So I guess, yeah, Joseph leaves the house.
Yeah, he must.
That's proof that he leaves the house.
Yep.
He leaves the house to get bouncing balls.
Yep. and cause car accidents for police officers.
I might sneeze live on this podcast. I'm just letting you know right now.
I can edit it out if you want. Or we can
No.
just let it be natural, man.
No, let everybody hear my beautiful sneeze if
Good.
it happens. But I think I held it back.
Oh. Boy, the suspense for that.
Somebody once told me that if you are about to sneeze and you put your tongue in the roof of your mouth and think of cows, it'll stop you from sneezing.
What?
You think they were messing with me?
Yeah, dude.
Andrew,
So weird. Yeah.
question number 3. Did you have fun with horror?
I did have fun with horror. Like I said, I think... Like I said, I think probably the atmosphere I was in definitely helped get me in the mood and get me excited for it. But while watching it, yeah, I had fun. I did.
I wish I'd been in your atmosphere.
I wish you had been too, man.
I think this is a really, really good movie. There's a reason that it's a classic horror movie, but there's also, in a way, there's a reason I didn't see it until last year.
Oh,
You know,
fair.
it's not. I feel like it's not on the same level as something like The Exorcist or The Omen or some of the other haunting movies back then.
Yeah.
But it's classic. And when you look at the movie poster, you know that poster. You know that font, the Changeling font. You know the poster with the chair sitting there.
Yep.
Because I guess the chair's kind of iconic. And they got George C. Scott, for Pete's sake. But I can honestly say, while I think the movie is a very good movie, it wasn't really fun to me.
Okay, that's fair.
It was fun because we were going to do this podcast.
Right, that's fair.
Well, I kind of had fun. Let me reevaluate. Like, I'm changing my whole opinion while I'm talking. I kind of had fun.
Okay.
But I don't think it's a fun movie.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe there's some fun stuff in it for horror fans. The seance is fun, right?
That was fun. I had fun with it.
The bouncing ball is fun, right?
Yeah, that's fun.
The chair chasing the real estate woman.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Totally fun.
Okay, maybe there's some fun in this movie. Fun.
Fun with horror.
And that's The Changeling.
That is The Changeling.
Ashby.
Ashby.
The Changeling, an experience beyond total fear.
Okay, so real quick, we just paused. We always pause between our segments.
Yes, we do.
I want to let you know that while we were paused, I started to watch some documentary trailer, and it is the guy in the trailer pronounced it Peter Medak.
Oh, okay. Medak.
Peter Medak.
Medak. Okay.
So there you go.
Peter Medak.
I didn't want to have a bad pronunciation of his name, so Peter Medak.
There we go. Good job, Scotty. Good job.
Oh, hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
And you just slipped there.
I know, I did. I had to actually, last time I had to cut it out.
Full, what's the word I'm looking for?
Name?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. Full, something when you disclose something. Full disclosure.
Oh, full
I guess.
disclosure. Yes. Yes.
My nickname, everybody out there,
Oh, good. Okay.
in the old days was Scotty Love.
Yay. Okay, I don't have to edit it out
So
now.
once in a while, Andrew still calls me Scotty Love. So if he ever says that, that's why.
Yep. So, I know, like I said last week, I was like, oh, I used his nickname. I didn't know if I should or not.
Did
so
you? I didn't catch it last week.
No, I cut it out.
No,
I
I
was
mean
like,
when
oh.
we were
Oh.
talking.
Oh, I know. I don't know how. It was quick. I remember doing it, just being like, oh, Scotty Love. And then I was able to cut it out. So it probably sounded weird in the recording, like, oh, Scotty.
So anyway,
Anyway.
moving on. Andrew,
Yes, sir.
normally this would be the time that you're asking me what my next pick is,
Right?
but we're not doing a movie this week. Next week is our 10th episode.
Woo!
We've been doing this for 10 years, and we've done an episode a year.
That's right.
Amazing.
Wow.
So next week is our 10th episode, and we haven't been doing this once a year, just in case anybody out there is just listening
Someone's
for the first time. Like, wow,
It's an interesting way.
I got to wait another year? No, we do this once a week. Anyway, so for our 10th episode, our 10th anniversary, we thought that we would count down our top 10 horror movies of all time.
Yes.
Plus, it's October. What better time to do this?
Mm-hmm.
So next week, bundle up, get a cup of hot cocoa, and listen along, because Andrew and I do not know what our top 10 movies are, or what each other's top 10 movies are. We'll probably have some of the same movies on our list. I don't know. Andrew doesn't know.
Yeah.
But we're going to count down.
And a reminder, too, to people that this is our favorite list, or this is
Yeah.
our favorite. So it's not...
Yeah, we'll remind
we'll
them
talk
of that
about it
next week,
later.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
You're right.
Yeah.
How about that Changeling movie though?
It was so good. 1980.
1980.
What a year.
What a year.
What do you remember about 1980, Andrew?
Let's think. Well, it was about 9 years before I was born, so not a lot.
Great,
Yeah.
cool.
I remember. Yeah. What do
Good
you
talk.
remember about 1980?
1980, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was alive, but I was too young.
Good. There we go. Yeah. See.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Forget
I think I played baseball maybe.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I chased my dog around the backyard.
Aw.
Yeah, we'll have to I don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to get into that. It was before I even got into horror movies, which was great.
Oh.
Believe it or not, Andrew, at one point I was scared to death to even go in the Haunted Mansion at Disney World.
What?
I was crying in my uncle's arms.
Aw.
I did not want to go in. And then I loved it.
Look at you now.
And now it's my favorite ride. Yeah, it's my favorite ride.
Oh, that is.
I just got some Haunted Mansion action figures the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh.
at Dark Delicacies.
Ooh, cool. Oh, I saw those pictures. That was sweet.
It's a great store in Burbank, California. Dark Delicacies.
I
Did
know.
you ever go? You never went, right?
No. Looking at it now, I'm bummed I didn't go. It looked amazing.
Oh, it's even more amazing today than it was back in the day. Back in the day, it had like this really cool dark vibe. Now it's a little bit more fun in there
Oh, cool.
because you know that horror movies have come out with all kinds of action figures and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a great store. They've got horror themed clothing, they've got games, they've got a whole section with books and DVDs.
Cool.
It's a fantastic
My
store,
gosh.
and the owner Dell is just amazing. He's
Shout
super
out to
nice.
Dell.
Shout out to Dell. He's always so welcoming every time I go in. So yeah, if you're in the LA area, go to Dark Delicacies in Burbank.
Next time I visit, man, we're going.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah.
And this is not a sponsorship or anything. I'm just saying this from my heart. Like, I love that store.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there you go. Dark
you go.
Delicacies, top 10 next week.
Yes.
We watched The Changeling.
Yep.
We like horror movies.
We do. Shout out to join our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Listen to our Spotify playlist. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
we need to add some Changeling to that Spotify.
I think it's
playlist.
already in there, pal.
Oh, buddy, you're
Yeah,
so
go look.
fast. Oh my gosh.
I think I put that in day one.
Did you really?
I think so. But, you hadn't seen the movie yet, so it wouldn't have
True.
made an impact on you. Plus, there's 8 hours of music, so you may not have even heard it.
Oh no, I've actually listened to the whole playlist.
Yeah, but have you really listened, or did you have it on in the background?
Touche.
Bam.
Boom.
Gotcha.
I
Okay,
love you,
I
man.
think I love you too, so much. I think that's it for this episode
Yeah.
of Fun with Horror.
Woohoo! Yeah, please join us next week. Top 10. It's
Oh,
gonna
I
be-
can't wait.
I
It might
know.
be a little bit of a longer episode. I have no idea.
I'm good.
We're
with
not
that.
gonna. We usually here's some behind the scenes. Can I tell them some behind the scenes?
Please.
Some behind the scenes. We time our podcast. We don't really want it to go over an hour usually. We
Mhm.
try to keep it around there, so we time our segments. And next week, I don't think we're gonna. I'll put a timer on it just to see how long it goes. But
Mhm.
yeah, we're just gonna talk. We're just gonna talk about horror movies.
Yep. I think that's.
We're just gonna name each movie and just move on. We're not even gonna discuss it.
Yep. It's gonna be about 10-minute podcast. So
Five minutes.
Let's shoot for 5. Yeah.
All right, I'm really looking forward to where you put the human centipede.
Wait, part 2.
No, part 3.
Part
Full
2.
sequence.
Oh my gosh. Those
All right.
movies. All right.
We'll talk to you next week, everybody.
Yes.
Hope you have a good week and happy Halloween month.
Yay! Happy Halloween month, everyone.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye, Scotty.
What is your name?